everyone. This is Asim Majid here again. As I promised in my previous video, that I will be creating another video for all of you to regarding the how to investigate the data as well as the frequency distribution. Guys, please make a note of that. That the what you can see on the screen, the data is actually created by myself. So it doesn't exist in the real world. It's just I have created just for your clarity and understanding purposes. And also do remember that the college or university you are studying in, they might have created a data which is relevant to in terms of any specific situation, or they might have a real-time data for you guys to work on. So please just make a note that this data is not real, but this is going to help you in understanding how we create the frequency distribution and how we investigate the data. Right. So there are a few steps to follow, which you have to make a note of those ones. So the first step is that I'm going to highlight whatever you can see on the screen now. But before that, if you notice that I have changed the name of the sheet, usually it's supposed to be sheet 1, but what I have done is I have changed that to frequency distribution at the bottom. So once you have changed the name, well, you can have the name as per your choice, but I prefer to have this frequency distribution. And the next step is you're going to highlight the whole data. Once you have highlighted it, if you click on to, if you look at the top, you can see the sort and filter, and you can notice that there is custom sort option. So you click onto the custom sort, and then a new window appears. In this window, you can actually filter the data. You can sort the data, you can filter the data. So the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter the data on the basis of, if you click on sort by, you can see all the names of the columns. So I'm going to filter by salary, and then obviously cell values, and then how I would like this data to be presented, smallest to the largest or largest to smallest. So there are different options available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on largest to smallest and press OK. So you can see that the option is changed now. The situation, the face of the data is changed. Similarly, you go back into the custom sort again, and then this time around I'm going to have the position. So just look at the position. So how you want that to be order, Z to A or A to Z. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have A to Z, and then I click onto that one, and then again you see the face of the data is changed now. So you can easily filter the data the way you want to do that. Right. So we have taken these few steps. And then the next thing, what I'm going to do here is I am going to create, I'm just going to apply, find the minimum and the maximum value out of this data. So the first thing I'm going to do is, it could be just any random cell. So remember, any formula you apply in Excel has to start with equal. So the time you write min is going to find the minimum value of the data, but which data we are talking about. Remember, guys, we are talking about the salary, so you have to click onto the salary, drag it until the end of the data, and here we go. So you can see that this is from B2 to B27, and you close the bracket and then you press enter. So this is your minimum value out of all this data set in salary. So instead of that, in front of that, I'm just going to write min, and the same thing I'm going to do with the maximum as well. And then you write equal, and then you write max, and the time you write max, press tab, same data set, and you are going to create this, right? And then you close it down with a bracket, and then you have this data sets available for, sorry, the minimum and maximum available from all of this data set in here now. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a kind of a scale between the minimum and maximum of these values. So if you look at this one, you have around 35,000, and similarly, the maximum value is around 120,000. So I'm going to create the scale out of that. So how I'm going to create the scale? So for instance, in column K, I'm just going to say scale. You can have the name as per your choice, but this is what I'm just going to create for myself. But if you would have any questions about this, you can put that into the comment section. So I'm just going to write the scale in here. So the first scale I'm going to create is 35,000. So remember, guys, we have to round it. What I would suggest to you guys is to round this value. So if you have 34,000, 980. So I'm just going to have it rounded to 35,000. And the next scale I'm going to create is after 10,000 of a gap. So next scale is 45,000. So remember, guys, if you just highlight both of them, and then you see the small button at the corner, and then you drag it till the end of this data, and then you can see that all this data has been created with a 10,000, if it is in pounds, so 10,000 pound gap. So the difference between each scale is of 10,000. But remember, our maximum value is 118, so we can move this up to 119,000. So what we need to do is we probably need to go back, and then we need to delete some of these values in here. So because we no longer require these ones. So this is how we have created a scale. Remember, guys, to create the scale, you need to find the minimum value, and then you have to find the maximum value out of that. So once you have created that, then we can actually find the frequency distribution. So I'm just creating a next column with frequency distribution. And how we do that, I am going to put down in here as equal frequency distribution. So you write frequency, and then there are two things you have got in here. Remember, guys, there are two parameters. The time you write frequency, you get two parameters, as I mentioned earlier. The first parameter is the data array. So data array here, all this minimum and maximum has been found on using the salary column. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize all my data, which is my salary, and then the second option is comma the bin array. So remember, guys, bin array here means is the scale you have created. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create the scale in here, highlight it, and then I'm going to shut down the bracket, close it, and then you press enter, and here you go, you have figured out the values in here. So there is usually one person who has got a salary for up to 35,000. There are probably 13 people who would be earning the salaries of 45,000 or close by that. So you can see that we have created the value for this one. So uh, I'm just getting back onto that one now. Right. Once you have created all these values, what you can do is then you can actually nicely convert that into a nice table. So this table is going to be created in like this, and then you can give a nice color to that one as well. And then on the basis of that, you can actually highlight this data, go into insert, and then you can create a bar chart. Fantastic. And then you create this bar chart, and then you can have uh, yeah, you can have a bar chart, and this is representing your frequency distribution, how this is going to work in here. So remember, guys, once you have once you have got the real data which you're going to work in your class, which university has provided you, so you have to follow these steps to create the frequency distribution, right? So I hope this video is going to help you, but if you would have any questions, so please put that into the comment section. I'll get back to you. Thank you very much for your time today, and I'll see you sometime soon, and with some more videos. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.